Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Friday, July 12th, 2024. Of course, with Originator Success here with your daily mortgage rate update. Remember, you can join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Appreciate you that do that. I know many of you do. I do see that. And I appreciate you doing that. Remember, whether you're live or on the replay, don't forget to smash that like button, tag a fellow friend, share us in a group. Go ahead and subscribe on YouTube and give us that thumbs up as well. Remember to sign up for our free daily lock advice emails, www.ratelockadvice.com, or use this cool QR code down here. Get an email to your inbox each and every weekday morning. You can also spend a few bucks and sign up for our text alerts. They're $7 a month. You'll love them. Check them out at ratetextalerts.com or use this other cool QR code. If you'd like to be reminded, and this one's free, that I am going live each and every weekday morning, you can go ahead and sign up at hmmr.io/reminder or use this third cool QR code. And last but not least, although we help you to get loans by telling you what's going on with the markets, what we really do is help you get loans from Google and social media. Check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Think about signing up for a demo, and Austin will walk you through what we can do for you and how we can help you to get some business. So don't be afraid to go and check that out. Let's go ahead and say hi to the live folks. Who do we got here this morning? Say good morning. I'm coming to you from the road right outside of on the river, Cincinnati, Ohio. On our way to Michigan to visit family and go to a couple of the cousins' kids' graduation parties. So, Mallory Fodiatis, good morning. Megan Lindbergh, Deb Dickinson, great to see you. Ron Siegel said today is National French Fry Day. Now, there you go. Now we're talking. French fries, one of my favorite terrible foods. One of the reasons that I always pick up my weight is because I love my French fries. Mike Tebow, good morning, sir. And Carrie in Michigan in the house. Angela Walters, good morning. Mike Brown, Sean Segaloff, good morning, Broski. Greta Cheney, good morning. James Mahan, great to see you. Mark David, hey man, haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Mr. Morano. I see you all the time and appreciate you for it. Philip Zeller, good morning. All is well. Jason Barlow, good morning. Laura McCain, great to see you as well. All right, y'all, let's get into good stuff. I'm going to keep this one short. Yesterday ran really, really, really long. If you'd like to get deeper into what shifted, yesterday was a huge shift in outlook. And if you want, go back and watch yesterday's video. It is about a half an hour long. I know it's long, but it is definitely, there's a lot there to unpack with the CPI data, the inflation data that came out, and what that means, and kind of what the market's reaction to it. So today, rate sheets are similar to yesterday. I'm going to show you guys the charts in a minute. We lost a little bit of ground late yesterday afternoon, and we picked up a little bit this morning. But this morning we got the wholesale inflation data, and it actually came in a little bit hotter than expected. And the revisions to the previous report were actually up, not down. A lot of times we see revisions that are, improving our outlook. This one's actually against our outlook. So wholesale inflation, though, doesn't carry nearly the same weight as the consumer inflation data and the CPI data. So if we had seen this kind of a miss in the consumer inflation data, rates would have jumped a quarter or half a point. Whereas today they got negative for 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and then shook it off. So really not much to worry about. So rate sheets are going to be similar to yesterday. Lenders may be a little more conservative, so you might see just a little bit, but it depends on how much made it to the rate sheet yesterday. Reprice risk on the day is moderate. It's a summer Friday, which means that the traders are going to generally be off the rest of the day. Bonds tend to drift. They kind of just drift. We see a lot of reduced trading volume, which exaggerates the moves that we do see. And lenders, after these moves that we've seen the last couple of days, lenders, they're going to be quick to protect pricing. So they're going to be quick to protect pricing, and you could see reprices. So just be ready for that. I mean, but not anything major. The overall outlook, though, remains exactly the same as what I've been preaching for weeks now. anything closing in the near term, say the next 15 days, right? I would go ahead and cautiously float, but I wouldn't be afraid to lock it. We don't, there's not enough risk of seeing rates move higher from here that I would move to a straight up locking stance. However, we're going to see rates improve, but it's going to be very, very slowly. And next week, the data that we've got going on, there's a lot of Fed speakers, and then there's retail sales, and that's about it. There's really not a lot going on next week to give us a reason to see rates improve that much from here. Likely to see them kind of creep a little bit worse pricing and then a little bit better pricing. We're not likely to see a lot of movement next week. Now, there's going to be a lot of Fed speakers out there, and you would think after the seeing the softening in the labor market, seeing this cooler inflation report, this data, that they would be like, oh, yeah, okay, we're starting to see what we need to see now. They're not going to do that. They're going to keep their message very much the same as it has been the last couple of weeks. And I'd have to double check on the calendar, but this is, in fact, let me just go ahead and do that real quick. Let me see if this is the last week. Yes, this will be the last week that they speak before they get in front of they're in the 10-day blackout period. So remember, it's the Saturday before the next Fed meeting. The Fed meeting's on the 31st. So this week they'll all be out there saying, that they still want to see continued signs and blah, blah, blah. But markets, take a look at this. I'm going to go ahead and flip this on now and share the screen. Let me get rid of this for a minute, though. Taking a look here, mortgage bonds up 7 basis points on the day, exactly 101. Look at the size of this candlestick, though. Let's just do this in like a 1 month. Look at the length of the wick on this candlestick, how long that was. That's from yesterday. It shows you the initial reaction to how strong it was with the CPI data, and then it kind of came back down to earth. Although it would have been great to see things really jump, we saw rates actually improve about the eighth that I promised you. So we went from 7 to 6.875. So we saw rates generally improve an eighth of a point, which is what I had said was most likely to happen. I also said that in the lock advice, if you want to go back and see if I'm lying, I put that in the email, that we were likely to see about an eighth of a point. And that was about exactly what we've seen happen. Again, pushing rates into the high sixes. This is a huge, huge win. And it's likely that we see rates stay this way. Now, I know with loan level price adjustments, you're going to be pricing a lot of loans in the sevens, but you'll also have a lot of loans that are in the sixes. The sixes can be a big mental move for consumers. Remember that. So, but when you take a look here, this is what I wanted to show you. When you look at what is expected, markets know that there's no way that the Fed is going to pivot with only a week left to discuss it and say, hey, we're going to start looking at cutting rates in July because this inflation data came in better than expected. So markets 93% expecting that we will see the Fed leave rates alone in July. However, look at this. This is up to 90% now expectation that we're going to have a rate cut in September. If we compare that to where we were at just a few days ago, just a week ago, and a month ago, I mean, it was a 60% expectation a month ago. It was 72% expectation a week ago. It was an 85% expectation yesterday, and it's now up to a full 90% expectation that we're going to see a September rate cut. If we go back a little bit further than a month, though, there was like no expectation that we were going to see a September rate cut. It was down to like 15 or 18%. So this is a big, big deal. Also, though, look at this increase in expectation that we're going to see a rate cut in November. So everyone believes the September cut will already be here, but we went from a 25% expectation of a possible November cut to a 50%. It doubled the expectation of a November rate cut. And December, we've basically from 18% to 50%, we've almost tripled, 2.5 times the expectation that we're going to see 3 cuts this year. Markets believe the Fed is going to be pinned to a wall. We could start looking into 2025 and see, where do markets believe that how deep is this cutting going to go? When is it going to get there? You can see that markets now pricing in, a 30% expectation to be at 4% by next April, a 30% expectation maybe to be at 4.25. By the time we get to September of 2025, markets are looking at 3.75 or 3.5. So this is the reason I'm showing you this, and I don't talk about this a lot, is because these are expectations that we're going to see that are going to help rates continue to move down over the next few months and into 2025. And this is the expectation that we have right now. So it's definitely, we're in a position where the rates are going to continue to improve over time. That is why the outlook here that I've got up here, the worst for 2024 is behind us, but improvement from here will be slow. It's going to be in spurts. It looks like we'll see rates set onto a new range better than the last one. I think we'll be in, it's called 6.75 to 7, whereas we were at 7 to 7.25. Picking back up on it from December of 2023, where we saw things improving. So we'll see that happen. Bill Stevens, how could the election impact the whole thing? There's a lot of argument about that, Bill. A lot of people say that politics have a lot to do with this. It's certainly going to play into the markets. There's a lot of write-up about how, different economists and different, pundits believe that Trump would cause more inflation. He's going to increase tariffs, cutting taxes, that increases spending, that kind of a thing. But I don't know that it's really having the effect that anybody's calling on it to have right now. I don't see it myself. Everything makes sense to me based on what we're seeing with the Fed and the economy and the labor market. I hear a lot of talk about the politics. I also, again, I know I'm probably in the minority here, but I don't believe that Powell and a lot of the other members are going to care whether that Trump is in office or Biden is in office. I don't think they're going to try to help get Biden reelected so that they can protect themselves. I do agree with Ron that everybody wants to protect their job, but I don't think that they're worried about that they're going to try to time a rate cut to influence election stuff. And I also don't think that it will do that. Dropping the Fed rate is not going to have an immediate effect on anything else that's going to, credit card rates are through the roof. Credit card companies raising their rates behind the scenes just to make, just hand over fist profit because debt is so high. So that's where I stand on that one. But anyway, good morning, McAllister, Tanya, and Lee Whitney, great to see all of you. So, all right, I'm going to wrap it up, y'all. Hope you guys have a fantastic Friday. Stay healthy, stay friendly, and I will see y'all on Monday. All right, everybody, have a great one. Bye-bye.